The ocean felt wrong that day. It was too quiet, like it was holding its breath. Back in 2007, out in the North Atlantic, we were running a simple Navy patrol. Nothing fancy, cold air, gray water. But we were a few hundred miles off the coast when we spotted something drifting that froze us all. That moment cut my life in half. I've never looked at the deep the same way since. Welcome back to the channel. Tonight, I'm sharing a classified account from a former Navy oceanographer. This isn't just a story about a sea monster. It's a story about what the Navy found and what they buried. I was riding the USS Ross back then, stuck on a Seahawk helicopter for a routine run. Lieutenant Jenna Caldwell was the pilot. PO-1 Travis Harland was on the gun. We were skimming the whitecaps, bored, when I dropped a sensor into the water. "Temps feel off," I said. "Weird drop in the top layer." Harland laughed over the headset. "Ocean wants us dead." He always had that dark humor. But 10 minutes later, nobody was laughing. "Hold up," Harland said, voice flat. "What the hell is that?" I leaned out. I saw a dark patch, too solid. "Jenna, slow us down," Harland said. As we circled, my stomach clenched. The thing was a ridge, a massive shark. But the rest of it wasn't there. Behind the gills, the body just ended. No spine, no tail. Just a wound that curved, smooth, like something had taken the entire back half in one bite. "That's not a whale," I said. "No chance," Harland whispered. We hovered 80 feet above it. The smell of rot hit us hard. I measured the head in my mind. 20 feet? Maybe more. Even with half the body gone, it dwarfed our helicopter. I radioed the Ross. "Large biological contact, shark-like, but half gone, removed clean." Caldwell banked us for one last look. The head rolled, mouth opening slightly. I saw a row of triangular teeth, the length of my forearm. Harland whispered, "You see that jaw? That's prehistoric." The USS Ross diverted to intercept. By the time we got the carcass alongside the ship, the scale terrified us. The head alone was the size of a truck. 2 divers went in to secure lines. One called up, "Lieutenant, you're going to want to see the teeth." They pried a loose one free. When they brought it on deck, the air left my lungs. It was serrated, heavy, and cold. I've studied fossils. I knew the proportions. "Megalodon," I whispered. "A real one," the crew murmured. "No way. That thing is extinct." "Then what's big enough to bite it?" someone asked. That was the question. The cut wasn't shredded by scavengers. It was a single, clean arc. Something clamped down with unimaginable pressure and took the back half of a megalodon like it was a cracker. Higher command didn't panic, they went quiet. They sent the USS Virginia, a fast attack submarine, to map the trench directly below the carcass. I was transferred on board. Commander Sato met me, steel-eyed. "We map the bottom. We do not engage." We slipped under. At 1,000 feet, sonar started pinging. Then we felt it. Not a sound. A vibration. A low-frequency pulse that buzzed in our teeth. The sonar tech called me over. "Sir, look at the map." In the middle of the display was a huge, dark chunk. A blind arc. It was absorbing sound waves. No return echoes. "It's bigger than the boat," the tech whispered. "And it's turning." We launched a drone to investigate. The camera feed flickered to life. The seafloor was paved with bones. Massive whale ribs, shattered skulls, vertebrae the size of boulders. "These are feeding remains," I said. "This isn't a graveyard. It's a dinner plate." Suddenly, the feed scrambled. The drone's tether jerked violently. "Pull it back," Sato ordered, but the tether went slack. When we reeled it in, the drone was destroyed. Not smashed, flattened, crushed evenly like a giant hand had squeezed it. I wrote in my notebook, "Pulse equals movement. Drone equals crushed. We are in the cage with it." Hours passed. The pulses got stronger. Phantom vibrations rattled the bunks. On sonar, we heard a whale cry out a long, panicked scream. Then a dull crack. Then silence. Something out there had fed again. Topside, The Ross was having its own nightmare. The carcass tied to the ship was disappearing. Every night, clean strips of flesh were peeled off. The Megalodon wasn't just a corpse, it was bait. Then came the contact. Massive displacement, the tech yelled. Moving fast, the Virginia lurched. A pressure wave hit us so hard, the deck plates screamed. Brace for impact. A second wave hit. We weren't being attacked by a weapon. We were being pushed by water displacement from something massive moving past us. Ballast tank flooding, someone screamed. We're sinking. Override it, Sato barked. We were sliding sideways. Then, we heard it. A slow, grinding sound along the hull. It wasn't metal. It was skin. A smooth, heavy mass gliding against us, sizing us up. The blind arc on sonar filled the entire display. We were essentially rubbing shoulders with a god. Suddenly, the radio from the Ross crackled through. Halt! The carcass is moving. Something is pulling it from underneath. Cut the lines, I yelled. We can't. It's... A roar of water blasted through the speakers. Cables snapped like thread. The Ross almost tipped over. It took it, Caldwell screamed. It dragged the carcass straight down. In the sub, the pressure eased. The massive shape on sonar turned away, following the free meal dragging into the abyss. It hadn't been hunting us. It was just clearing the path to its food. We surfaced in silence. Back at port, we were herded into gray rooms, debriefed, and forced to sign confidentiality agreements. The official Navy report: large marine carcass, unknown species, remains lost due to storm conditions. They erased the drone. They erased the pulses. They erased the bite mark. But I kept my notes. I still run the math. The jaw radius of the thing in the trench was double the size of the Megalodon. Sato met me years later. She told me the Navy is still monitoring that region. They know it wasn't a one-time event. That trench wasn't empty. It was a home. Every time I look at the ocean now, I remember the last thing I wrote in my logbook before they sealed it away. We thought the Megalodon was the monster. We were wrong. The Megalodon was the kill, and whatever owns that trench is still waiting in the dark. Thanks for watching. If you made it this far, hit the like button, subscribe for more files they don't want you to see. Stay safe out there, and stay out of the water.